Alrighty guys, I'm Morthadon, bringing you guys my rewatch series of My Hero Academia Episode 2. So, once again, I want to reiterate, for anybody that might be coming into the series without watching the previous episode, I'm going to do a fast recap of what I mean by rewatch series. This is not a blind reaction, this is a rewatch of what I have already seen. I'm doing this to kind of sort of analyze the episodes as I go through, look for stuff I missed, and also enjoy it again along with you guys before I catch up to where I'm at, which is about halfway into season 3. If you want more in-depth as to my reasoning, you can check out my previous video. In the beginning of it, I go into like a 7-minute discussion, but I don't want to do that for each of my videos. I just want to briefly touch up so you guys know that this is not a blind reaction. I have seen this content before, up until halfway through season 3, where I will be converting over to my normal reaction format. And also, so you guys know, I'm watching this subtitled. I don't know if it makes a difference. I don't think the length of the episodes are any different, so technically, if you guys wanted to watch full length along with me in subtitled, or in dubbed, I think you can. Just if I read some of the subs, it might be a little different from what the characters say on your version, depending on, you know, if you're watching subbed or dubbed, but I'll be watching the subbed. I didn't clarify that in my last, in the start of the last video, which kind of sucks. I'm sorry about that. And also, these will be released on Wednesdays. They'll be in batches between, like, 2 to 4 episodes. And, yeah, so that is the format I'm going with. And also, they are full length, so you're going to be syncing your footage to a timer down in that corner, and that's how I do it for these. So if you happen to be new, didn't see the last one, the first one I did, that's what's going on. I don't know if these rewatch series are going to be any good, so you guys can let me know in the description what you guys think, if you guys like it. If you guys don't, you might not have made it this far if you guys don't. You might not have made it past the first one. But we'll see. It's kind of a trial and error. Like I said before, for My Hero, it's more of a, I'm so far in, it feels awkward to start reactions all the way in without having season 1 through 3. And then for other shows, it's going to be kind of like a recap to remind me of like what happened, so I don't sound like an idiot. Because like I watched season 1 of Attack on Titan when it first aired, and I haven't seen it since. And then I saw season 2, like, I think a year or two ago, probably about 2 years ago, and I don't remember much about it at all, and I want to do that one as well, so I was thinking about doing a rewatch for that too. I could always just rewatch off the air too. I could just not record it and rewatch it myself. So that's probably what I'll do if these flop and get, you know, 0 views forever, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's just jump into the second episode and get this kicking off. So yeah, we are gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Funimation. And for those of you who are trying to sync the footage perfectly, you can sync, like, when bright parts go to dark, you can kind of see it. You can see the transitions in my glasses. So you guys can try to do that if you want to try to sync it better. That's what I do when I'm editing my other reactions, and I need to sync the footage that's in the video. Or you can rely on the timer and get kind of close. I'll also try to hum along a bit with the intro, but I still might be off a little bit. But yeah. We're just getting some recap here of what we... a recap of a rewatch. Recapception. He can heat his hands without blowing them up. Does that mean he could, like, heat up drinks and stuff? That'd be kind of cool. Keep his coffee nice and warm. Without just blowing up his coffee cup, hopefully. Yeah. You just wanted to be a hero. Without a quirk. Oh, yeah. Well, where does the intro come in? I forget for this episode. I was trying to remember. I was like, is it going to be right there? Or, but no, I guess he transforms first. I've always found it weird that he steams. Like, I don't question it just because there's, like, superpowers and stuff. And he also explains his form as, like, him flexing, which is kind of weird. I've never fully understood that bit. Because, I mean, obviously, people can, like, flex to a degree, but not nearly that. God, God damn it. So I've been watching the normies reaction through My Hero, and they messed up and said plus extra, and now every time I see plus ultra, I just think of them saying plus extra. It's ruined me. I like this transition right here from when they're kids. I think, do they swap sides too? Yeah, I like that. The different expressions, like motivation and like almost like hate and a little bit of like jealousy involved in there as well. It's very subtle, but I like it. I just realized I think all the characters there got like their own quick little flash scene, but the Invisible Girl didn't. She was in front of uh shoot, what's her name? The pink girl, is it Mina? I feel like her name's a little longer than that. Shoot, I actually don't remember her name. Kachan, you idiot. To be fair, I kick things going down alleys too. Although, I think I usually look at it a little more. I think I probably would have noticed that there was some, like, slime shit in it and probably wouldn't have kicked it. And he just littered. Superheroes don't litter! Look at that. Right there. Proof. What it takes to be a hero. Just had to give us that yell again. You're a fake? Or a fake? A fake. Gross. Yeah, like, it's definitely more than that. He says it's like that, though, so he doesn't say it's that, so. Hmm. Oh, I've always loved this part. Yep. When he talks about his like smile that hides his fear, oh, I freaking love it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, right here. I think. Yeah. Damn, to trick the fear inside me. That's so good. I love it every time I see it. It is true when you see like how strong some of these people are with quirks later on in the show. You really realize that without Midoriya is very smart. Without a quirk, he probably could have done something like probably could have directed heroes and gave them like advice as to what to do and been like the man behind the scenes like instructing everybody kind of thing. Um for like different scenarios because he's very good at coming up with like strategy and stuff like that, but he couldn't do like the hero work himself, I don't think, unless it was very minor stuff. There's only so much that like working out and increasing your physical form can do for you in a world like this. And it's like really awesome that All Might had like the courage to straight up tell someone this young, like he probably knew he was like crushing his dream a bit, but because I always have a hard time breaking like bad news, that kind of thing, to people. Like I never want to be the one that has to do it. So chaos. In this part here, I really like how it kind of it shows how not every hero is suited, like not every quirk is suited to every situation. Like a lot of shows you always see like the hero coming out ahead in the end, but a lot of these heroes aren't coming out ahead. They never manage to beat the guy. They just have to wait and do damage control until someone that can beat them comes in. Jeez. I need at least 2 lanes. So can she only expand up to that size and back down? She can't stop like halfway, I guess. I've never really questioned her powers, but seeing that again reminds me. Hmm. I mean, obviously she can't just go halfway, or she would have, right? I wonder what would happen if the fire hydrant guy, if him, Backdraft, I think his name is, if he sprayed it with water, would its like slimy form like get like watered down kind of and mess him up? Make him weaker maybe? I don't know. Can you imagine being born a slime, though? That would really suck. Like, how would that get passed down? Unless it's like a weird mutation between two quirks. Could he possess someone and then have a kid while possessing the person? and, and then it come out like that? Kind of a weird question, but... I just realized that it's number 13, that notebook that he has. That's how much he analyzes heroes. He has 13 notebooks like that. That's why he is so good at, like, analysis later on in the show and stuff. So cool. I love it. Yeah, he's gonna start blaming himself. And then I love the between All Might and Midoriya, just going back and forth between them both, like, losing confidence in a way, kind of, in themselves. Like, Midoriya is blaming himself, and so is All Might. And I love that parallel between them. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Oh, I still get chills at some of these parts like this. God, All Might's voice. I've watched a lot of reactions where they're dubbed, and I haven't seen subbed in a while. I like both the voice actors for dubbed and subbed, but I have missed subbed a bit. And then he sees that it's Kachin. Yeah. They rapid throw this at you so much, but I like how he gets the idea from, is it Kamui? When he throws his notebook, or throws his backpack, I mean. I'm gonna try to read it better right here when it pops up. See if I can skim it quickly. Yeah, preemptive binding, yeah. He's coming up with a way to, like, restrain him a bit. It's pretty good, though. Like, even though he has no quirk and it's kind of a futile effort, it's still so good. And I love shots that they do like this, and like in the future they do ones of him like working out with everything behind him too. I love this stuff right here. Oh, All Might, baby, All Might. God, he's so fast. It's so cool. Yeah. Detroit Smash. Heard you guys want some rain. I just noticed it even put out all the fires. I was about to say the rain that he brings in from this big punch, it probably helps with the fires, but he just put out all the fires with that, like, attack. That's crazy. Just everyone's so shocked. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. Oh, yeah. He wasn't even going all out. Because he's tired. Poor All Might. Needs to go home and take a nap. Safely delivered it to the place. It's just in trash bags. I mean, come on. Can he just, like, pull himself back together? But he's still not happy because Deku came to save him. Deku. Hmm. Playing without a full deck. I always thought that was, like, so mean. But then, like, that you damn nerd part and his, like, stomping off, like, it definitely does, like, someone mentioned it in another reaction I watched where they said it almost seemed like his way of saying thanks in his own way. And now that I know Kachin a little bit more, I think I kind of agree with that. But I didn't really feel that way when I first watched, it. I just thought the guy was a jerk. And I thought it was gonna pull, like, a Naruto Sasuke kind of thing where, you know, the best friend as a kid, like, turns into a, you know, villain rivalry kind of person. So glad it didn't, though. Yeah. Spurring others into action is great. Yeah. Yeah. Here it comes, the words you wanted to hear. Aww. It's still so touching even though I've seen it before. Yep. Oh man, it still gets me in the feels. Story of how I became the greatest hero. Oh yeah. Ah, man. I love this show so much, even rewatching it. uh, it's so funny. I know everyone's different in this world, and everyone has different opinions, and I never try to push my opinions on people and say, like, I think everybody would love this show, but I find it so I like the show so much that I actually find it so hard to believe that people could hate this show. And like I remember looking at I think it was recommended videos on YouTube because I usually try not to look up stuff on shows that I haven't finished, and since I haven't finished season 3, I try not to look up anything on My Hero Academia, but I think it might have been a recommended video of like the title was like why My Hero Academia sucks and stuff like that, and like my first thought was they must have made this video just to get views because they wanted to trigger people and get views. Like that was my first thought. Like maybe they're right and maybe they just really didn't like it, you know? And they had all these like good reasons. I didn't watch the video, but all right, that finishes up the episode. But yeah, to finish what I was saying is like I didn't actually watch the video, but it it just like that was my first thought. It's just like how could someone not like this show? But you know, I'm sure there's reasons. Like maybe people don't like the pacing. Maybe people don't like the fact that it foreshadows him being the greatest hero. So you know he's just gonna be like shonen protagonist power and stuff. But yeah, I mean that finishes so that finishes up episode 2. I usually say that right after I close the episode, but I didn't this time just because the whatchamacallit. I was trying to finish up my thought on that. But yeah, so for these, I'm gonna once again reiterate what I said in the last video in case you guys like didn't watch it or whatever. But I do a quick discussion after the episode. It's not long. It's not nearly as long as my discussions I do in my other reactions. I just do like a quick talk about the episode. This episode, I think episode 2, right at this ending here, is where I really started to fall in love with this show. After episode 1, rewatching it again, I realized that the first episode was good for an introduction to the world, but it's definitely not like grabby, you know? I actually, to be completely honest, it felt a little bit long getting through the first episode again. But the second episode flew by even on my second watch. It was a lot of fun. And it's the emotions are so good, and I don't know, I just love it so much. Just seeing this poor kid who's been bullied, all he wanted to do was become a hero from before he even found out he like didn't have a quirk. He was just so excited, and yeah, like, oh man, I sometimes wonder, something I just thought of, thinking back to, like, the first episode where they said, like, you know, you just don't get a quirk because you have, like, that issue in your toe. Since it almost seems like this world is so new to heroes, like, there hasn't been that much time to do, like, really big studies. I wonder if they're, like, if they ever find out that that power is really embedded deep inside you and there's a way to activate it. Like, could Midoriya get into, like, a whole second stage where he develops, like, they find some way to genetically, like, trigger the activation of the quirk that you were supposed to have, but didn't actually get? You know, that might not be possible, it's just a theory. that I kind of just thought up. And maybe in like the way distant future when he does become, the world's greatest hero, part of it is because he evolves even greater than All Might, where he has All Might's full strength, but also has, his mom's quirk or something where he can pull people to him. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine doing like a full power Detroit smash while you're pulling someone at you? Like that, like the speed of them coming at you plus the collision with the fist, you could just destroy people with that kind of thing. Um, but I don't know. It probably will never happen. He probably will just work with what he has to become the world's greatest hero. It was just something I thought of because it's so. It feels like such a weird thing to have, like, oh yeah, you don't have that bone in your toe, so you're never gonna get a quirk. It just seems so loose, but maybe we just gotta take it at face value, and it will never come to pass, where something bigger will happen. But yeah, I love the emotion in this whole show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna get teary eyed with some of the stuff that comes up. No joke. But yeah, and I think that's really all I have to say about this episode. Once again, like I said, this is a rewatch, so the discussion portion isn't going to be super long. I do a lot of my talking throughout the episode as I go, instead of saving it for the end like I do when I'm doing actual reactions. And yeah, so if you guys are enjoying this rewatch series, or if you check out some of my other shows, even if you don't like the rewatch series, you can check out some of the other series I have going. Maybe you've seen them. If you haven't, well, unfortunately, maybe in the future, one of my shows will be something that you've watched and liked and stuff. But or you can wait until I also catch up, because I finished like halfway into season 3, maybe a little more than halfway. I stopped right after like the hardcore filler episode. I almost forget what it's about because I haven't seen that episode. It was while they were doing the rescue training during the certification to become like a, what was it? Is it, they're not coming like full-fledged heroes yet, right? But they were going for some kind of like license. I forget exactly what they called it. Was it a provisional license? Maybe that's what it was called. I haven't watched that far into the show in a while, but they were going for that. They did the rescue training, and then while they were doing like the rescuing, it looked like villains, like little planted villains, were gonna show up. And then the next episode was a filler. That was just like some silly stuff with it was teasing the movie. I think that's what it was, and that's where I stopped. So right after that filler episode. So once I catch up to that point, I'll be doing my normal blind reaction stuff throughout it. So if you want, you can wait till that. You can hit that subscribe button and just kind of chill out until I reach that, if you're not a fan of the rewatch series. Or if you are liking the rewatch series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button anyway. I always appreciate it. It's always fun seeing like some more subscribers, seeing more people in the comments to chat with and everything. A lot of fun. But yeah, and also, if you want to support me, you can check me out on Patreon. There's not much for the rewatch series in terms of benefits for the different tiers on Patreon, but there are benefits for my other shows that you can check out. Or, once again, once I catch up and this turns into a reaction instead of a rewatch, the benefits will be put up there too. There also might be some benefits with this. I don't know. I've been mulling over whether I want to do early access stuff with my Patreon as well. And if I do start doing early access, maybe I'll do that for the rewatch series as well. Or maybe I'll just keep doing the rewatch series just as I watch them, release them, kind of thing. But yeah, so check that out. The link in the description below is for the Patreon if you want to support me, help out the channel. I have some nice plans for expansion and quality increases and stuff if I ever end up getting to the point where I have some patrons, But yeah, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.